Hey everyone, Megan O'Leary here, and I'm joined by Miesha Tate, who takes on Holly Holm in the co-main event of UFC 196 this Saturday night here in Las Vegas. Miesha, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
We're here in your hometown, Las Vegas. You don't have to go very far for fight week.
It's all too easy.
Makes it nice for you?
It does. Yeah, I didn't have to spend any of the day flying today, so I was able to come in here and knock out all my media obligations and kind of get that done and relax.
What's it like to have fight week when you sleep in your own bed, you get to be with your dogs, you get to see your familiar surroundings every day?
It's more relaxing. I usually spend the first 2 days at home, and then as soon as the weight cut starts, I like to be at the hotel because I don't like to have to clean up my own mess.
Yeah,
So,
don't blame me.
100 towels everywhere. I love the unlimited towels. I love the, they wash all the bedding for me, so that's easy, and the bigger bathtub. So I kind of split the difference because I do like to get into that zone of, yes, this is fight time. Yes, I'm removed from home, so it's, I kind of split the difference.
What's the mentality for you this week? You've been in big fights. You've been in big fights with Ronda with lots of media attention. Right. You've been around when nobody cared. What's the mentality for you going into this matchup on a very big UFC 196 card?
That this is it. This is the big opportunity. This is the moment I've been waiting for my entire career, and I think that this is fate and destiny. I really believe that with my whole heart, that this is exactly what was supposed to happen. And just when I was down and out and contemplating retirement, not because I felt like I wanted to leave this sport at all, but contemplating it because I thought maybe that being a champion was never going to be an option. I have no choice of my own. Right. That I could put all the work that I wanted, but I just wasn't going to have that opportunity again. And when it changed, it was like a calling for me. It was like a sign. It was like the stars aligned. It was like, this is meant to be, and I am meant to be the champion before it's all said and done.
Well, let's talk about this fight. Let's get into the matchup. Okay. Life for you has drastically changed since November.
Yep.
Tell me how one night, an event you weren't even involved in, kind of changed the path of your future.
Well, it was crazy because a big roller coaster of emotions. I thought that as long as Ronda had the title, that there wasn't going to be a foreseeable, future in me fighting for the title. Being that, I thought I was going to, and then I wasn't, and I just wasn't clear where I stood. I didn't know where to go from that, and then Holly ended up knocking out Ronda in that second round, and that really just spun my whole world around. And I thought, well, maybe this is exactly what was meant to happen. And I just thought, I'm going to be next. I'm going to fight Holly next.
And you actually have spent some time with Holly, so you knew her a little bit.
Literally, we saw each other 2 days after it was announced that I was removed from the title fight and she was replacing me. So it was a little bit awkward at first, but it was, she's a likable girl. She's easy to get along with. I didn't necessarily think that she was going to win the fight at the time because I just thought, the style matchup and everything. But I was surprised. She shocked the whole world, and I was like, wow, when she caught that head kick, she timed it perfectly, and pretty amazing.
When you watched the fight, did you know, I'm next? This is my time. I have to be next in line.
I was so excited, and I just knew that I was going to be next, but then they were telling me no, I wasn't, and I thought, well, I was doing the math, and I was like, how is Ronda going to be ready? Like, if she can't even bite into an apple for 6 months, how's she going to be ready to fight in 7? And then I just was like, well, I'm just going to wait and see what happens.
There's a lot of people who are saying, hey, Miesha has the advantage in this fight. Why do you feel like that's right?
Being a veteran of the sport and my well-roundedness, I think that I've been competing in contact sports for 15 years now and 10 years in fighting. So I've really got a lot of tools on my tool belt, a lot of things that people have never even seen. And the other thing is just I think that I'm tough and gritty, and people do get to see that almost every fight.
Yes.
There's some kind of adversity that I have to get through. So I think people knowing that I'm prepared for that and knowing that I can handle those kind of things and I can adapt, they don't know that for sure yet about Holly.
Well, when we look at, your background of wrestling and her background of kickboxing, what do you really see? How do you feel like you're able to eliminate her specific skills there?
Well, I think the difference is what we've seen as Holly is she's really good at one specific skill set, like phenomenal, best in the division, hats off to her. But I think what people have seen about me is that I'm good in every area. I have great grappling, I have great wrestling, and I have scary striking. I can be clean and pretty, but I also can be just dangerous, and I can make the fight ugly there. And I think that Holly's style of striking is so clean and crisp, and she wants to keep it that way. But I feel like when you get a fighter like me, who you're gonna have to worry about getting taken down, and you're gonna have to worry about getting cracked hard with my right hand, there's a lot to think about, and that oftentimes can throw someone who wants to be precise in their striking way off.
You were a pioneer of the sport. You were one of the first women who had a name in mixed martial arts. people have watched you for years. What would it mean to you to win that belt, knowing the struggle and the path that you've taken to get there?
It's everything that I've worked so hard for, and the message that I'm trying to send is that it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. And it's like following that dream, it's like, I know I can do it.
Incredibly inspiring. I hope the fight works out well for you on Saturday night. We'll all be tuned into that co-main event, UFC 196. Best of luck to you, Miesha.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.